All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. It's time to get into some things, okay? So I was meaning to make this video a couple of days ago, but I just kind of want to talk about, the impact or the influence that Nicki Minaj really has on the culture. So, when we talk about Nicki Minaj, we talk about her being a great artist. We talk about her being a talented MC, and one of the greatest female rappers of all time. But on the other side, we also talk about, her having a bad attitude. We talk about her relationships. We talk about, the good and the bad with Nicki Minaj. And a lot of times she gets a lot of flack for the negative. We've been critical of her here, and many other platforms are critical of her. However, I do think that Nicki Minaj really sets the tone for a lot of things in this culture, whether it's quality of music, collaborations, whether she's making other artists want to work with other artists because she's now worked with them. That is why I believe that, some of your favorite artists, Ice Spice, Sexy Red, down to Coi Leray, and many other female rappers, even men, decide, that they want to work with these kind of artists, or these artists benefit from collaborations with Nicki Minaj. And that is why I personally feel, so many people want that Nicki Minaj feature, because they know once Nicki Minaj gives you a certain look or does a record with you, your career catapults to a certain degree, and it opens up the doors for more people to want to work with you, because they're like, well, if Nicki was good enough to work with you, I want to be the one that works with you next. Also, though, on the flip side, what I'm seeing now is, even with the controversy that Nicki has, it makes people, even going against her, it's a benefit. What we've seen it with Megan Thee Stallion and the His record. A lot of people supported Megan Thee Stallion out of spite for Nicki Minaj, similar to, when Cardi B first came out. Also, you seen Lotto, going against Nicki Minaj. People started then supporting Lotto even more. Now, up until this point, I feel like, Nicki Minaj has now done something else. A lot of people attribute, all this rap beef happening to, Cat Williams coming out and, blowing up the internet. But I feel as though Nicki Minaj single-handedly kicked off rap beef for 2024. When Nicki Minaj came out and dropped Bigfoot and took direct aim and fired shots directly through Megan Thee Stallion's throat chakra, that sent shockwaves. Now, what was interesting about that is a lot of people trashed her for that. A lot of people dragged her for that. They said the record was trash. She got a lot of backlash for that. Now, if you ask me, I personally loved it. I thought that Bigfoot was a hit. It's going down in hip hop history. It's going down in beef history, and it helped Megan Thee Stallion. Hell, even Megan Thee Stallion came out and was quoting lines and stuff from the diss record. So I believe that Nicki Minaj's impact, even in that, helped propel Megan Thee Stallion to the next level in her career, because she got an address from the Nicki Minaj. Now, with that being said, shortly after that, now you have this rundown of beef, and now everybody is just salivating or at the tip of their tongue, ready to say someone's name. You've got Glorilla and JT beefing, throwing shots at each other. Glorilla saying she slapped JT, her and JT going neck and neck, throat to throat. You got Lotto and Ice Spice going at it. You got Bia now coming from underneath the rocks in the gutters, taking aim at Cardi B. You've got Chris Brown and Quavo fighting. You've got Kendrick Lamar and Drake and Metro Boomin and Future, Rick Ross. All these men are going back and forth, fighting, teaming up on Drake. I just don't remember people being that ready in public to be like, yeah, we beefing, we getting into it. But I think that Nicki Minaj stepping out and saying, you know what, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what the optics looks like. It's a freeing thing to say, I don't like that hoe. You know what? I don't like you. I don't with you. And they seen that didn't stop Nicki Minaj from having a successful tour, songs being successful. People still want to work with her. Hell, it got so crazy that Young Miami and JT is beefing. That came out. down to you got Stunner Girl and Stunner Girl and Asian Doll. Everybody wants to have the next viral beef. Everybody's wanting to put it on the floor now in hip hop. And I believe that is Nicki Minaj. But the reason why I feel that way is because Nicki Minaj is fearless and really, quite frankly, does not give a damn what anybody thinks. But I think the reason why she's able to do that, whereas others may take a step back and, double think, is because Nicki Minaj really has built and cultivated a strong fan base and a support. So she doesn't necessarily need award shows. She doesn't need big business. She doesn't need support from the general public because she has so many fans that will love her regardless, that are going to stream her music, buy her tickets, go see her shows, to where she does not have to play the politics of the industry of playing nice, faking like she likes everybody to get along, going along to get along. She doesn't have to do that. Whereas a lot of these other people prior to this felt like, in my opinion, that they had to do this to get along. And when they seen a powerhouse like Nicki Minaj say, you know what, F this, I'm going to speak my truth, I'm going to say what I feel, and I'm going to do what I want to do, I think that inspired a lot of other people to tell the truth. Now, let's go down a little bit of some of these beefs that we have going on right now. So the first one I'll say, Megan Thee Stallion versus Nicki Minaj. Now, that one is a tough one to pick. If I have to say who won, I almost want to say that one is a tie. The reason why that one is a tie is because Megan Thee Stallion, with one line, got Nicki Minaj out of her body and then got a #1 record. And then said nothing when Nicki responded. Megan Thee Stallion has been on an upward trajectory and making hits, top 20 records, collaborations, and announced her tour. She's in her bag. However, on the flip side, Nicki Minaj did something so iconic to where whenever you hear Megan Thee Stallion's first and only single solo #1 Billboard Hot 100 debut, whenever you hear that record hiss, you immediately want to play Bigfoot right after, which is a diss to Megan Thee Stallion in its entirety. From her feet size, her height, her sexuality. I mean, it's a complete obliteration, if that's a word. And so for that, they went neck and neck. And I think Megan Thee Stallion's silence and getting Nicki to react was major, and coming up with a #1. But Nicki Minaj attaching herself to Megan Thee Stallion's #1 with a record titled Bigfoot is crazy. And, lines like, listen up, Bigfoot, or lying on your dead mama, or shit can get uglier than Ken Barbie, or just, things like that. You just remember, the things that you've lied about. You know what I mean? Like, you can just take from that whatever you want to do at any moment. Okay. So I'll give Nicki and Megan that. Now, this Lotto Nice Spice, I'm bored with it. I don't care. It's not hitting hard enough for me. It's a snooze fest. Quavo and Chris Brown, I just personally feel like, it's not spicy enough, and there's too much other stuff going on beef-wise for us to really care about that one. They arguing over a girl that neither one of them are with. So at this point, that beef is kind of like, we don't really care. It's about pretty boy beef, and it's really kind of a flop. JT and Glorilla, that was a spicy one. That was one of the hot ones because, I feel like I was there for all of that going on. And, Glorilla coming out and saying she whacked JT, and JT saying, no, you didn't whack me. I can't wait to see what that gives because I feel like that's not over. Okay, because JT still came out and was like, these barbecues that I'm at, that I still ain't had a whack one yet. Then Glorilla goes and posts a picture of a barbecue, meaning like, girl, you trash. But I'm just loving this era that JT is in, because JT is in her pocket and it's working for her. She's glowing. I could see it. Now, another beef that's really, really interesting is the JT Young Miami beef. And I'm starting to feel like Young Miami is a little bit jealous and envious of JT. But I felt like there was a point in time where Young Miami felt like she was the star. She had, she carried the group for a long time. Then she had got with Diddy. She got the show. She had the game. She was going viral. She won awards. She was thinking that she was the hot girl, the sexy girl. JT was kind of with Uzi. We didn't know what that was given. JT was kind of falling to the wayside, and yet Young Miami was moving up, right? But now this Diddy stuff really threw my Young Miami off. And I think it's really important for, women to know and Young Miami to realize that, girl, this is why you can't put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to a man, because especially with these type of industry powerful men, when their empire falls, girl, you fall. And so I think that, Young Miami is somewhere trying to pick herself off the floor, yams. And JT is going up. And now they're falling out. Now they seem to have made up, but the makeup is just fake for social media because they've been friends for so long. And pretty much JT, they came in this game together. So it would look extremely sloppy for them not to, show a united front. Who else? Cardi B and Bia. I'm interested to see what Cardi B says back. Bia, I want to, Bia, this beef is okay. It's just a little bit boring because it's like, girl, Bia, you've been wanting to say something, you just haven't said anything. It'd be interesting to see, what kind of whack Cardi B gives her back. So I'm here for that. The Drake and Rick Ross beef, and Kendrick Lamar and Future and Metro Boomin. This is more like straight guy beef, and so it's cool, but it's just out of my tax bracket. You know what I'm saying? They talking about mansions and jets and boats and cars and this. I'm here for it. But I'm really ready for Kendrick Lamar to respond. I really don't care about the Rick Ross stuff. However, Rick Ross is carrying with this white boy and his BBL Drizzy and the nose job. So, the boys are getting more petty and petty. But Drake is out here, whiplashing and swinging on everybody collectively. So right now, I feel like who's winning that battle is Drake. I feel like who won the battle between Lotto and Ice Spice? I feel like Ice Spice is still winning that battle. Krisha and JT. JT obviously wins that one. Now, Glorilla and JT. I'm going to go ahead and say Glorilla because something did happen and she said, I slapped you. And JT tried to deny that anything had happened. Bia and Cardi B, well, we haven't heard what Cardi B has to say yet. So right now, I think that Bia gave Cardi B a nice whack. So I'm going to say Bia. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. But I do believe that people are now being more confident and feeling more confident to get into their bag and beef because of Nicki Minaj. I feel like Nicki Minaj set the tone for people not to be afraid. So everybody wants to get out there and put it on the floor. So I'm here for it. And I think that people need to give Nicki Minaj a lot of respect and credit because she really pushes this culture forward. And the day that Nicki Minaj puts the mic down and turns off her phone is going to be a sad day for hip hop. Because there's no one in this game that sets an electricity through hip hop culture like Nicki Minaj, nor male or female. Everyone plays it safe and Nicki Minaj pushes forward. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Until next time, keep that same energy and we'll see you soon. Peace out.